Hey guys, it's the Conic, and in this one, we're going to be talking about the revealed PoE2 Ascendancies and which ones I think will be really good choices or potential bait for minion builds on launch in 30 minutes. As a disclaimer though, this video is going to be based on my opinions, so do keep that in mind, and this is going to be structured from the point of view of newer players as well. So again, keep that in mind. I will also be leaving timestamps for each ascendancy I cover, so feel free to skip ahead to the sections that may interest you. Now, for those wondering what ascendancies even are, the easiest way to describe them are subclasses or specializations. They are designed around a unique thematic, and they offer builds different benefits that are unachievable from, at least to the same degree, from anywhere else. Which means in Path of Exile 2, the real choice isn't what class do you choose, it is what class does your ascendancy of choice fall under. With the nature of minion scaling in PoE2, many ascendancies are not even viable for minion builds whatsoever, and because of this, and to keep the video shorter, I'll be giving my opinion about ascendancy options I have heard just floating around. The first ascendancy we're going to be talking about is the Infernalist. Now, this ascendancy offers a variety of really strong nodes for all summoners whatsoever, but it also has an even wider variety if you were to go the fire-based minion approach to your build. Now, I think the Infernalist is also going to be the strongest choice for your first minion build, as it not only provides really strong offensive and defensive scaling for minion builds, but as it has the best starting location for minion builds, as it's not too far from the majority of minion nodes on the skill tree that you would want to pick up. This makes it a very strong choice for newer and veteran players alike. Next up, we have the Chronomancer. This time-altering ascendancy has also been a consideration for minion builds, as it provides some extra defensive layers by being able to slow down nearby enemies and sometimes even pause them if you use a certain skill. Now, this also has some offensive scaling if in the form of resetting cooldowns or just making sure cooldowns are not being used for potentially more impactful buff abilities. However, we actually have no idea if the cooldown reset affects the active skills of minions. So keep that in mind when you're making a decision. It's possible it does, but it's possible it doesn't. We'll have to see. And it should also be noted that while the Ascendancy shares the same starting point as the Witch, Jonathan mentioned in an interview that different classes are going to have different starting nodes, so it is likely going to lack the minion stats that the witches have. But overall, it should still be a very good and comfortable start because it also isn't far from the other nodes. This is probably going to be a decent choice for newer players who maybe want to lean more into hybrid builds and can properly take advantage of the cooldown resetting as a damage booster. Then we have the Gemlin Legionnaire. This mercenary ascendancy it has nodes that are strong for most playstyles, and minions are no exception. There are lots of choices that would make a minion build considerably stronger, like levels to skills, quality, max res with gem colors. You know, the strength of this ascendancy rivals the Infernalist even on the note of minions. However, you might be surprised to note that I do not actually recommend the Gemlin Legionnaire as your first character, and especially even more so to newer players. And there are a few reasons behind this, but the biggest of which is its starting location is at the bottom of the tree. And this is a considerable distance from most minion nodes, which would mean you kind of have two options when having this as your first character. You would have to either level as some other build until you reach a level that can respec into minions comfortably and carry on from there, or you have to create a minion character that is going to struggle at every turn in the early campaign because you just don't have the support, the stats from the tree to beat these bosses and these enemies. So this is going to be an ascendancy that could make a second character, because then you would have the currency to make strong items to then compensate for that lack of stats you're getting from your tree. So just keep that in mind. If you do decide to go Gemlin Legionnaire, I recommend going the first route, which is to reroll later on. And just real quick before we go on to the rest of the video, big thank you for 500 subscribers. Really appreciate it. I appreciate every single person who is subscribed, and I hope to continue delivering good quality content to y'all. If you haven't, do consider still subscribing, because we will have a goal for next year. And of course, like, comment, all that jazz for the algorithm. It helps a lot. And again, thank you. Lastly, we are going to be covering the Titan. This is a warrior ascendancy that provides a lot of benefits to melee playstyles, but surprisingly, it also has well-placed non-melee nodes that make it a choice for minion setups. These nodes provided by the Ascendancy are very defensive in nature when going from a minion build approach, and will probably shine in a hardcore environment. It does suffer from some of the starting location issues that the Gemlin Legionnaire has, which is it starts at the bottom left, but it's because it's at the bottom left, it's to a lesser degree, as it cuts out some of those travel nodes that the mercenary would have had to go through. Overall, it is a decent choice if you want to be like very tanky, but I still wouldn't recommend this to newer players as a first character at least. Overall, we have a number of viable ascendancies available, and I honestly have no doubt that some more will come up as we play the early access. But so far, I think the Infernalist should be every new player's first character, as it is just the safest build for minions. I will also be starting an Infernalist, and eventually I'll be making a build guide, so do keep an eye out for that when it is out. And I'm going to be streaming here and on Twitch for over 24 hours from launch, which is in a few minutes. So if you've got questions, I hopefully have answers. Good luck on your startup builds. I really look forward to seeing what the community is able to come up with. And I mean, with all that said, thank you for watching.